Calories in, calories out is a big fat lie. Yes, you can manipulate how you look with calories, but you will not feel the same. And I want to teach you today how much different I feel when I'm eating good food compared to bad food. So this is what I look like right now, right there. That is what I looked like when I first got to Camp America. That is how I looked. And I felt amazing because I'm in America right now and I am at this summer camp and I'm working there as like I'm one of the staff. And we get given meals, right? But because it's American, we're not going to get given good meals. When I was back home, I was eating meat, fish, eggs, fruit, raw dairy, and that was it. And that's what I looked like, and that's how I felt. You can imagine how good I felt there, right? Also, tan line is crazy right now, but please do ignore that. But as soon as I got here, I was getting out in the sun. I was doing 20,000 steps a day already. It's like 11 o'clock, and I've only done 5,000. Ignore me. But I was getting like a ton of steps done. I was getting a ton of sunlight. I was getting, a tan and everything. Because there was not much linoleic acid in my skin, I wasn't getting burnt, right? Linoleic acid comes from things like seed oils, omega-3 fatty acids. And when you have a higher concentration of that in your skin, you are more likely to get burnt. And when you get burnt, that is what leads to skin cancer, right? The sun does not cause skin cancer. Getting burnt does. I know that sounds ridiculous, but when you actually think about it, if you can eliminate yourself getting burnt, then you won't get skin cancer. You can be outside in the sun all day, and you can imagine a guy with like a really good tan. If he's completely tanned, he doesn't get burnt, but he's outside in like UV11 for 8 hours, but he doesn't get burnt. He's not going to get skin cancer. The sun does not cause it. It is our modern day diet and lifestyle. Also, if we're stuck inside like for 8 hours a day, right, and then we suddenly like all the time we're just inside, because for example in England it's rainy all the time. Then suddenly I come over here to America and it's like bright sun, like 30 degrees every single day. We're going to get burned, right? Because our bodies just aren't used to it. And that's what a tan is. It builds up over time so that we can get used to it, right? So we don't get skin cancer. That was a bit of a rant, but the foods we eat can heavily impact our health. And I'm not just talking about how we look, I'm talking about how we feel. And that is what I want to go over today because it is so incredibly important. You can maybe like hear like my voice. It's a little bit like coffee. I've been like coughing and spluttering and, I'm like, I feel horrible. I had like a massive headache yesterday, just feeling so low energy. And that's because it's what I've been eating. So if I just minimize myself right here, so I'm a little bit smaller. This is the kind of food that I've been eating. Actually, this is good food. On the left, I am literally the health guy here. I'm like the health guy. Everyone knows about like my channel and my like Instagram and everything. And I've been advertising this type of food right here. Eating beef, fruit. That was all I was trying to get, right? Because they do really good barbecues here. And I literally walked past the food hall one day and there were about 20 massive gallon size, big buckets of seed oils. Like it was canola oil. And I was like, like I don't have any other option because I can't go out and buy food for myself because we can't bring it back to camp because of allergies and stuff for the kids. So I have to just get like the best food I can that's available. And sometimes there's things like this, like beef burgers, but it's cooked in seed oils, right? But sometimes there's absolutely nothing. So I have to go for something like this. And I have been falling for it. The more you slowly tap into, oh yeah, I'll just have that one little bit. Okay, like a seed oil burger, yeah, I'll have like a little bit. Okay, there's nothing else available. I guess I'll have the mac and cheese, right? And you just slowly build it up to the point where I was just eating pasta and stuff, like bad pasta, like macaroni cheese, and just like all these foods that I would never normally eat back home. And I have felt the difference. I cannot tell you the difference I have felt. I am ill. I am physically ill. I woke up yesterday. I'd had about like 5 hours sleep, if that. Also, the sleep here is horrendous because we've got to get the kids to bed. And I was so like, oh my God, I felt like I was about to die. I woke up, my head was killing. It was about 1,000,000 degrees in the room. I was like coughing. I was like, my throat was all bunged up and everything. Snotty nose, horrible. And I realized I haven't had a headache in about 6 months. Like I haven't had a headache for as long as I can remember. And as soon as I started tapping into these type of foods, these type of foods right here, suddenly I start getting a headache. I'm still drinking plenty of water. I'm still getting electrolytes. But I'm eating bad food and suddenly my head is killing me. right? You do not understand how heavily impacted your life can be when you eat the wrong foods. You can get jacked. You can look sick. You can get massive biceps by eating McDonald's and McDonald's alone. You can. However, your life is going to tank when it comes to health. When you reach 50, you won't be able to lift up your child because I don't know, you have some like test, like, I can't even think of a word. You just have a problem, right? Where you can't do anything, right? You're on the toilet all the time. I've noticed that I'm constipated like 24/7 here, and I'm so bloated. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I feel horrible. And that's because of the food I'm eating. And it's horrible because I'm aware. It's bad when you're not aware, but it's even worse when you are aware. I know that I'm consuming these foods, and I'm like, I don't want to, but I've got to eat. It's the only thing I have, right? So, like, it's painful, and sometimes you're in this situation. So if you are, try and go for these foods. Try and go for the foods that are limited, right? Sometimes you don't have full access to good food. Like, I don't have access to 20 ground beef, grass-fed, grass-finished, right? I have to go with this stuff that, like, sometimes they have like sausage meat that's like about 1% meat, right? So it's like, it's terrible, but the game's the game. You've got to play it. And unfortunately, sometimes you have just got, no, don't give in. That's not what I was going to say. But I'm just in this position right now where I can't, there's no way I win like I was winning before. If you're like living at home right now with your parents or something and you have access to the good food, please, for the love of God, just appreciate it. Because when you don't have it, you literally become sick. You become ill. Like, this is serious stuff, right? I was saying before, like on my channel, like previous videos, when I was at home, I was like, oh yeah, if you stop eating the good food and start eating the bad food, you'll get ill. Haha. You do. I'm literally ill. I haven't been ill in so long, and I realize it's because of the food I'm eating. As soon as I started eating bad foods, I get crazy cramp on my calf. That's like a thing I've noticed. When I eat bad food, I get calf cramps. I don't know why. It's always in my right calf. It's horrible. Headaches, feeling ill, fever. You become more prone to it because you are ill. If an animal eats the incorrect food, it becomes ill. If a panda didn't eat bamboo and it ate something else like grass, it would get ill. Same for us. We are not supposed to be consuming these foods. This macaroni cheese with 900 ingredients, we shouldn't be eating that. I shouldn't be eating that. Oh, God, this is gonna kill me right here. But let's zoom in. This is what we were treated to last night. But don't worry, I didn't eat any of it. We went through this like little presentation where this guy showed us what, like, the history of American snacks, and this is what was presented to us. Look at that. Look at this. Gushers. I thought that was like a cheese cracker thing. It's like frosting on like sweet crackers. Cake, chocolate. It was chocolate water. It wasn't even chocolate milk. And also, they don't even have whole milk here in like camp. They just have 2% fat milk and zero fat milk. Give me the fat. The fat is not making you fat. It's the sugar and the CDOs and the cancerous carcinogenic chemicals. Please stop eating them. I need that fat. I need that DHA EPA for my brain development. I feel slow, sluggish, low energy because I'm not getting the nutrients I need. My energy has been so incredibly low recently, and it's because I've not been eating good food. And this is what we get presented with. Every single staff member who was in this like cafeteria room place at this time had all of these each. That's got to be 200 Twinkies. Look at that thing. Someone left it in a box for 40 years and it stayed the same shape. People are consuming these for calories in, calories out, just to get a big bicep vein. Calories in, calories out means that you can look a certain way and you don't have to follow a diet. You're going to die. We are all sick. This is serious stuff. I was that one guy there. I was the odd one out. Well, I sat, watched everyone else eat this poison. It quite literally is poison. And I drank a glass of milk, my 2% fat milk, not the zero fat. At least I had a little bit of fat in there. And afterwards, everyone said, oh, I feel sick. I actually feel like really ill and sick. Well, yeah. Like what? Of course you do. Look at what you're eating. There's got to be at least 300 chemicals that you're eating, lab-made chemicals that you would think are some detergent that are in the same things that we wipe down the tables with. That is what you're consuming. But it fits my macros, guys. Shut up. I don't want you to be this one-dimensional human being, this one-dimensional guy where you're like, you just want to look good. I used to be like that, and I felt awful. I felt awful. When your mental health is good and your physical health is good, that is like 100,000 times better, exponentially higher than being this one-dimensional guy. And I want you to be this second person, this new version where you are not eating this food. Even if you don't reach your calorie goal for the day, if it means missing out on this, good. Eat real food until you're fully satiated. Do you wonder why meat is so hard to eat? That sounds a bit dodgy, right? Right. I'm immature. I'm around kids all day. When you eat a ton of meat, it's very satiating, right? You can't eat like plate loads and plate loads of steak. That's for a reason. That's because our biology doesn't let us. It tells us when we are full. When we eat these foods and carbs are infiltrating our mouths and our dopamine receptors, it tells us, well, it can't tell us when we are full. It blocks a hormone called leptin. Leptin basically says, hey, you're full, stop eating. Carbohydrates, insulin, when insulin spikes, which is caused by carbohydrate intake, when insulin spikes, that gets blocked. Leptin gets blocked. It's like, leptin isn't being released anymore. Okay, I don't know when I'm full. And so you can keep eating. That's why you can eat a ton of pasta, you can eat a ton of sweets, carbs, everything. But you can't eat a ton of meat. You can't eat a ton of proteins, fats, because we aren't supposed to consume these things. That is the end of my presentation. I don't have long to record these videos because I've got to be out in literally 5 minutes. But I'm loving going outside all day in the sun, getting a tan. Even though I need to get my shirt off more, but getting a tan, eating the best food I could possibly eat while I'm here. In fact, I went to the shop the other day. I went to Walmart and I got some yogurt. I've literally got, watch this, right? I want you to be this weird guy where you go to the shop and buy some plastic spoons so that you can eat yogurt instead of eating Twizzlers or something. I bought these for $1. Like, who buys? I've got these in my room. Like, why? Right? I want you to be that weird. And people look at you and go, "Oh my god, you're back at this." Like, it's funny, right? But also, it's not funny. This is not a joke. You need to eat like properly, real food, whole foods. If you still eat starchy carbs like pasta, like rice, okay, that's fine. But if you really want to take it to the next level, then you've got to cut them out and just stick with meat, fish, eggs, fruit, dairy, preferably raw. And you will notice a phenomenal difference in your health and also the way you look. Because when you eat real food, your body adjusts accordingly and you will look sicker than you ever have. Not sicker as in ill, sicker as in looking absolutely wham. Okay. And just quickly, if you want access to a group of like-minded guys who are going out to the shop and buying those $1 forks and spoons so that they can eat the correct food because they're not poisoning themselves, then the Growth Effect Light is this new community that I have just made. It is literally just $5 a month. Like, that is less than a takeaway meal, less than like the burger that you were going to buy that's going to make you feel ill tomorrow and give you calf cramps. You get access to the elite community of guys, like I said, which is priceless. So you cannot put I can't say $100,000 for that. It's priceless, right? You can't find them anywhere else. You know for a fact that there's no one else around you that are like this, that are on this path. So here is where you will meet them. They have all the same knowledge as you. They have all the same interests. That sounds a bit boring. The same like path and goal and mindset as you. That's better of way of putting it. And you also get like a few added bonuses. Like you get a few courses in here. I have a more premium product called the Growth Effect, which is you get access to every single course I've ever made and you get one-on-one access to me. But in here, you do get a few small additional courses, which will help you get on your way to getting jacked while staying healthy. And it's literally like $5 a month, $5 a month, man. So if you actually want to start transforming your life the healthy way, you want to optimize your health, your hormones, your life, health max, life max, then that is the place to do so. I will see you over there. First link in the description. Good night.